to my hometown,
Yeah, go ahead.
Uttarakhand itself, and I started my work with my local community. And especially, I work on like traditional values and traditional agriculture, traditional livestock management, and traditional environment management and conservation.
Mm-hmm.
So I started my work in 2013, and since then I associated with 1500 local farmers which grow organic food traditionally.
Okay.
And we also organize people in their local community based organization, and we called it like social capital. Through that social capital, we try to conserve their local values, their tradition. And tradition is not like superstitions and all. Like tradition is like how they conserve their local forest, how they conserve their local water bodies, and how they conserve their indigenous seed and indigenous breed, etc. So that is my brief introduction. If you want more, then you can ask.
No, that's given me the basics of what you do. Um,
Yes.
let me give you a bit of an introduction of how I'm involved with different projects, okay? Because I look at very large scale investments. So they could be in the form of millions and also into billions. However, I look at I look at it from a macro scale and also from a micro scale, which a lot of people do not look at the micro scale as how the local people are affected who um, who plow the land or survive from the land, etc. as well,
So,
if that makes sense, right? People don't think of that. I'll give you an example. I'm working with the mining industry out in Africa. A
mhm.
lot of these artisanal miners are taking gold out of the ground, but they are absolutely spoiling the soil, so nothing
Yeah,
can be planted on it in the near future with chemicals, etc., and so on as well.
right.
So we're obviously looking at how can we bring in green mining so they can actually use the land as well to
Mhm.
survive from.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in other areas, I've got. Uh, I'm actually working with people. One second. I'm actually working with people who are growing, let's say, for example, cactus. Now, cactus can, number one, it can grow several times. It can be cultivated 3 or 4 times in a year.
Mhm.
Literally, you can save deserts, and you got
Mhm.
the carbon credits coming from it, creates jobs for local people, etc. as well. So that's one of the areas. I've got several companies that are involved in the cactus industry. Some of the links I have. Okay.
And I think
So
Shankarji did something similar, Raj. So he basically did that in Almora around the Himalayan region, where he went to Europe for a year's study. And then
yeah.
when he came back, he saw that a lot of the farmer groups, they are being miseducated and they're spoiling their own land, and then the quality of the agricultural land and soil is degrading. And so he basically out of his own home started up educating people. Then
Hmm.
COVID happened, and these women didn't have any money, and all the men had migrated out because there was forced migration. And
Sure.
he started training and educating them. They collected 5 rupees per annum, which is like 5 pence per
Yeah.
annum. Using that, they collected, bought seeds, distributed, grew, and like slowly and steadily over a period of like 11 years, they've been able to come here. And he's been able to establish some of the soil systems. And I think
Sure.
Shankar ji, आप थोड़ा सा और बताओगे जो about the system that you've been able to do in relation to the soil?
Yes, actually, uh, exactly what is happening in India. Uh, the in like to make more profit, people are degrading their land like anything. They are using so many pesticide, insecticide, and
Yes.
inorganic industry in their land, and
Yeah.
and they are looking for only instant profit, and they don't know how they are harming their health, their environment, and all.
Mm-hmm.
And specifically in Himalaya, we were actually known for our agriculture diversity and agriculture civilization for centuries.
Sure.
Then what happened for last 20 years? People started to use inorganic farming and they spoil their land.
Mm-hmm.
Then when we go back, and few people were also working on organic farming.
Sure.
But when we observed all the practices that they were doing, that was they were not doing the organic farming. They were just doing the non-chemical farming.
Sure.
They are not putting some chemical in the earth, and they are saying we are not using chemical. This is the organic farming. But
Sure.
traditionally, for us, the process to grow any crop, that process is called organic farming. right
Sure.
from the right from the seed keeping, like when we keep like we store the seed, then
Mm-hmm.
we have traditionally clear knowledge what is the seed and what is the grain.
Mm-hmm.
So that were our traditional knowledge. We traditionally we know like what is the seed and how we can keep it and how we can uh, store for a year, and then next year when we can sow it.
Sure.
But now all the seed industry are coming to our place, and they are distributing all the hybrid seed to the farmer.
Okay.
And that seed, sometimes that is also genetically modified seed they are distributing to the farmer for the large production.
Mm-hmm.
Then what we did, we started to aware people like that. That is our real capital. If you conserve your indigenous seed, and if you refuse that
Hybrid.
genetically modified seed, then
Yeah.
you can, yeah, you can earn more, and you can like conserve more, and you can grow more.
Sure.
Yeah. And after that, like if we come to the sowing, like if you plow our land and if you grow the crop,
Yeah.
so we don't use any heavy machinery. Like once you started to plow your field through tractor, so you destroy all the microorganism community in the soil, and you
Can
destroy the.
I add something there, Shankar Bhai?
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
I have a company in Brazil that have
Yeah.
actually introduced some sort of sound technology whereby they'll hit the ground with the sound, and it
Uh-huh.
separates the soil so the microorganisms can actually get oxygen, etc., and so on as well.
Yeah, yeah,
So
great,
what this basically allows is for the roots to grow a lot deeper into the ground to get more nutrients out of the ground.
great. That is
Yeah.
very nice. Yeah,
Okay.
that technology we were looking for. And then what they started, they plow their land through the heavy machinery, and the all microorganism destroy, and they put some bio fertilizer in the soil,
Sure.
and that is the from the outside, and that is not perfect for their soil moisture and their local climate.
No. Of
Then we
course.
again started to people just improve your local traditional practices and try to plow their land, try to improve your land through your traditional practices, and put some modern knowledge which not affected your land badly.
Got it.
And then
Okay.
we have the entire crop cycle, like when we have to irrigate our field, when we have to harvest our field, and after harvesting, how we can store it so it cannot like lose their nutritional value
Nutrients.
and all. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that means I never study it somewhere. I learned from my traditional practices.
Sure.
Everything I learned from my practices. And from last 200 years, we were conserving our seed, and we know how to grow the seed and how to grow the grain. But for last 20 years, around 80% people are not using their own seed. On they have all dependent on the
So
outsider.
can I'm sorry to interrupt, but can I ask you, what is your vision, Shankarbai, as to what is your long-term goal, the end goal? What would you like to see for the communities, for the farming communities? And then
Yeah.
how, what, where, and when would you do it, i.e., the system that you would put into place? Okay. And then as a community, how would we all work together and put a support system in for the farmers as well and for ourselves?
Yeah.
What do you see in that order?
Our vision is very clear. We want to organize our local community, and we want to strengthen the process which can improve our environmental overall health, and uh, to give uh, equality to our community.
Sure.
That is our ultimate goal, and we don't want to focus on the outcome. Like, we don't want to focus on only in the organic farming. We don't want to only focus in the carbon credit. We want to focus in the process. That process can improve all the thing uniformly.
So, are you talking about putting in hospitals, schools, infrastructure around the community as well?
Yeah, and that means, yes, that is the physical infrastructure too. But like, once you strengthen the process, like how we live our life, like
Sure.
if you see your daily routine, like right from the morning, like once you woke up, and then you wake up in the morning, and then you drink
Hmm.
the water, like
Sure.
you must have then the oxygenated water.
Of
Like
course.
we had a natural spring like 20 years back, and now the government is putting all the cement and plastic tank over there, and they are storing the water for 15 to 20 days. We don't want that practices. We just want the practices. We need our natural spring revive, and we want that oxygenated water which we
Hmm.
used to drink for last 20, 30 years.
Sure.
Yeah. And after that, what food we eat, like we are totally dependent on the genetically modified seed, hybrid seed, and all. And
Hmm.
for the livestock, we totally dependent on the through artificial insemination. They have all
Sure.
adulterated our like the livestock too.
Well
So
aware of all of that.
yeah,
However, how can
yeah,
we? How can all this be economical in such a way that not only can it bring in a good return and do the
yes,
same? So how do you see it going? Being educating people to do this?
yeah. See, like nowadays people are more health conscious.
Hmm.
And so initially, like in 2013, uh, people came to Uttarakhand for their health tourism too.
Sure.
They they knew that we will go to the Uttarakhand, we will go to the Himalaya, where we will find the good water, good food, good
Hmm.
meal, and good environment.
Hmm.
But just because of that more profit, people are uh, shifting to the like inorganic farming, and then they are mineral water bottling water, and then the artificial food and all. And so now people means people who were more health focused and they have environmental conscious
Sure.
people, they means they are able and they are willing to pay more to such environment and
Hmm.
such clean and traditional environment. But once you will destroy all every traditional practices, natural environment, natural food, so they will not come to the place, and they will not pay much to the local community. So
Totally understand.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So, what would you like us to do for you?
yeah. So that means that this is my personal opinion, and that I observe in my comment.
Sure.
Shankarji, according to
I'm
me, is
asking,
the,
how can we
I'll tell
make
you,
this reality
Raj,
for
I
you?
think I'll tell you. So he's the savior. For
Yeah.
me, he's like the savior of the entire Himalayan region. And I think he is such a beautiful human being. He will never ask for anything. He will just keep giving and giving and giving.
But
And I
that's
think
not good because
no,
it's
you
a
are the
bit,
same. You are
you
the
have
same.
to,
And
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
was literally just discussing with you the same thing in terms of knowledge and subject. And I think
sure.
this is where I'm trying to come into play and show everyone who's kind of sharing this knowledge for their purpose, because we get happiness out of sharing our knowledge, but there is an element of putting that into place and putting a monetary value to it as well. And I
Because
think
at the end
that's
of,
where,
you see, at the
yeah,
end of the day, you can be a monk sitting on top of the mountain meditating all day, and you
yeah.
can have somebody like Warren Buffett who also gives to charity, etc., makes something. So we need the spirituality and the balance of the corporate
Exactly.
world,
Exactly.
etc.,
And
as
I
well.
think that's what sustainability is. So just to kind of
Yes,
talk a little bit more about this, right? Sustainability is about the financial and the non-financial factors. So the
sure,
same thing that Shankarji was saying, before focusing on the progress and the development in terms of hospitals and everything and putting that into place, we have to first focus on the non-physical development, which is in relation to the overall process of how humanity is evolving, how we
sure.
are living, what is our knowledge systems, what is it that we are spreading at the grassroots level, which is creating this system. And if there is a problem within the education system and within how it's operating, that problem, that virus needs to be addressed first. Before putting a hospital in place or before putting a cancer charity in place, we first have to like deal with the natural ways
Oh yeah,
of
of course.
of,
You
of
got to
what is
show them
available.
how to actually. You've got to show them how to make the money because money is a form of energy, right? If you look at how money flows, it's if you think about it, where did the piece of paper to come from that you produce the money? It was energy from the sun, right? The sun shone on the trees, on the earth, paper came out of that, and then people work and they spend their work time, energy for exchanging for that money. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a flow of energy of how it gets spent.
And I think
So,
that's the point. So everything we are getting is from nature. And one
yes,
additional thing I want to tell, even Shankarji aapko bhi, in terms of Europe right now, I think after spending, I don't know, 30 trillion or everything across the United Nations and sustainability from all the countries, what they've realized is carbon credits is not the best term. So now
no,
they've come up to nature credits. And nature credits is more like holistic solutions and holistic projects and things which bring that solution. And if you look at another thing that we've done in the study, these are like the six industries. So each of these industry, from buildings, transportation industry, all of them have a certain amount of carbon contribution. This is not the holistic impact. This is just the top level impact. And
um,
agricultural land already has a 20% carbon contribution.
this is
That is the
this
place.
is all false, basically. If sorry for
I think
interrupting,
I wouldn't
this is
say
all false
false.
because this is
I wouldn't say
allowing
false.
them
It's
to put.
incomplete. I would
Yeah,
say it's
this is
incomplete. This
one
is
second.
only in terms of the first layer, which is carbon contribution, but it's not talking about the whole layer, which is like nature
No,
contribution,
because what this is doing is basically saying, let me be a bad boy, pollute it, and then I'll offset it with what you can
which
produce
is
naturally.
yeah, which is not okay. You can't
No,
spoil something at 80% and then give 2% saying that, oh, I've fixed and I'm a good person. And I think that's what
exactly,
I'm saying. If we go on at this speed, there will be nothing left to save.
exactly.
And now and
Okay.
the funny thing is, okay, on the progress side, they're still saying that they've made some progress in each of the sections. But agricultural land, which is again, I don't agree with it. There's a lot of fudging that's been done on these numbers. But in terms of agricultural land, they are themselves accepting that they've gone down. It's a minus
Sure.
2% in terms of the targets that they've done.
Okay.
So, and that's where all the
Yeah,
food, all the
Priya,
products, everything comes from there. G.
yeah, Priya, I've got a meeting very soon, etc. as
Sure.
well. So, what do we
okay.
need to achieve, and how can we help?
So just, I think, a closing statement from Shankarji, and then I'll just stop.
Yeah, just he has some work. Actually, Priyaji, see, like the data, whatever the data says, but if you see the example of Delhi, Yamuna River,
Ji.
so that is the indicator of your entire ecosystem.
Yeah.
So you can't even touch that water. That is so polluted and so dirty.
Yeah.
Okay. So whatever number you are producing, whatever number you are giving, like it is lower down. If you see your local micro environment, as the Raj was saying, like he see the micro and macro too. So if
Yeah.
you see the micro level of environment, if you don't see it is doing well, so macro environment never can
Mm.
improve.
Yeah.
So you have
Yeah.
to start from the micro. Yeah.
Amazing. That's a beautiful statement. So I'll stop here. Um,